Hello and welcome to a new video, and today was a big pull day. Just my back. First I start here with, as you can see, weighted pull-ups with additional 32.5 kilograms. Here's my first set of the double. As you can see, probably maybe lower than on the last set, in the last work sets on Tuesday that I was hoping for, but definitely, my first set, I thought that, I gave it a good go. It definitely felt a little bit, again, felt challenging as always, but not too challenging. And here is my second set of doubles. Again, definitely pretty much the same as the first set. But, again, that good thing is that actually is not feeling that much heavier and definitely feeling, I think that, once I'm able to actually, get enough volume in, this high volume way of actually doing the pull-ups, actually I think is actually probably working. Not saying that I'll probably go anywhere more than actually 5 sets. I've always tried and kept my work sets to probably 5 heavy sets per week. I mean per session, largely because I need to get enough volume in, but not to a point where the quality of the reps start to dip, just to make sure I get enough intensity in. This is my last set of doubles. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I intended to only go for 2 sets of doubles, but here definitely felt that I could go for a little bit longer. And actually, the quality is starting to get was actually maintained. The quality of the pull-ups actually was maintained throughout my 3 sets of doubles. So I think that's definitely a sign I probably will be able to go for a little bit more reps with a slightly lighter weight, 28.75 kilograms for my next workout, with probably 4. But I think, it probably tells me maybe I can go for 30 kg for 2 sets of triples maybe next Tuesday, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, and I think maybe it might be a step a little bit too far. Maybe I just want to have a little bit, see how fast this weight moves, because in the end it's how efficient the weight moves. I think it started to break down a little bit for me, because as you probably can see in the upcoming reps, that a couple singles that I did with an extra 35 kilograms attached to my waist, is that it appears as though I don't really get my chin to the bar. And to be fair, I thought I did. My eyes definitely went over. I never could see the top of the bar. Of course, there's no way that if I had gone and not even gotten close to the bar, then definitely that is something telling me that I probably need to back off a little bit. But here, maybe again is the angle of the camera. You guys be the judge on this one. And this second single, again pretty much the same as the first one. I think it might be a sign to me to actually dial back a little bit, go back to 35 and see how I feel. I actually felt on Tuesday that 35 kg, actually I thought that I pulled it pretty good. Honestly, I think, with enough practice, I should be able to get my chin over the bar soon. But again, I think it's definitely a sticking point in my pull-up, where as I get towards the top, I lose a lot of that force generation through my palms and my fingers, because I felt as though I didn't have much of a mind-muscle connection, and therefore, I wasn't able to pull as hard as I could without frying my nervous system. But definitely want to have a look at as we go forward. Next up, some horizontal pulling. Again, going very heavy here with 80 kilos per side on the plate loaded chest supported horizontal rows. Here, maybe there might be question marks over my form a little bit, because I did feel the weight was a little bit heavy, and I do see that I am using a bit of momentum here. I'm not sure what you call it, if it's really momentum or not, but I think most of the reps are pretty clean. Pretty much maybe towards the end I do cheat a little bit. I'm not sure if I did, but you'll see. I felt pretty confident after that set, even though that set was a little bit more heavier than I would have liked. But I definitely wanted to get more used to actually lifting heavy. So here I am adding an extra 1.25 kilograms onto the 80 kilos I already have per side. Not a big difference, but actually, I was able to drop the number of reps, which actually makes sense here because again, definitely felt very heavy, definitely felt like, if anything could go wrong, maybe it could have gone wrong, but thankfully it did not. So definitely I'll have to again just move back to the lighter weight next week and see how that goes. The last exercise that I did that I filmed on camera was the again same type machine but flaring out my elbows a little bit more to emphasize the upper back. Here I loaded it up with 50 kilograms and again went for an extra rep of ended up being I think a set of 12 here. So again, I definitely maybe using a little bit more momentum than I would have liked. But I think the whole idea of me is just to squeeze a little bit at the top and just lower it back down slowly under control, which is good. That's what I did. And of course, being also able to train my rear delts heavy, definitely has become a lifesaver as I am progressing heavier and heavier in my upper pressing exercises. It is important that I balance it out. Well, that's all for today. See you in the next one, guys.